The French Revolution is often remembered through images of anger, hunger, and chaos in the streets of Paris. Crowds, slogans, and violence dominate the story we are told. But long before the first stone was thrown, France had already lost control of something far more powerful than its army or its king. It had lost control of its money. This collapse did not happen in a single moment. It unfolded slowly, year by year, hidden inside loans, taxes, and promises that could no longer be kept. Accounts stopped balancing. Payments were delayed. Confidence faded quietly, while the empire continued to act strong. The revolution did not begin with shouting or bloodshed. It began in silence, inside ledgers that revealed a truth no one wanted to face. So how did the French Empire bankrupt itself into revolution? Hi, I'm Mike. Welcome to the channel, where we uncover the hidden forces shaping history, power, and money. Every video here reveals something most people never notice. If you love discovering the truths others overlook, make sure to like, share, subscribe. In the early 18th century, France appeared to be the most powerful state in Europe. It had the largest population on the continent. Its language shaped diplomacy. Its fashion shaped courts across borders. At the center stood the king, ruling from the glittering palace of Versailles. From the outside, this looked like strength. But power often hides its weakness behind beauty. Beneath the gold and ceremony, France had been spending more than it earned for decades. The danger was not sudden. It was quiet, patient, and growing. The main cost came from war. France fought to defend prestige, borders, and influence. Victories brought pride, but they did not bring profit. Each war ended with celebration and began with debt. Armies needed money long before they needed soldiers. Cannons, uniforms, ships, and supplies all had a price. When tax income fell short, the crown borrowed. Loans became routine. Interest became unavoidable. At first, debt seemed manageable. Then it became permanent. Instead of funding recovery, new loans paid old ones. The state stopped moving forward. It merely stayed alive. What happens when an empire survives only by postponing reality? France's tax system might have saved it. Instead, it deepened the wound. Most taxes fell on peasants, laborers, and city workers. Those with power paid little or nothing. Privilege shaped everything. Nobles defended exemptions as tradition. Clergy claimed protection by faith. Reform meant conflict, and conflict was avoided. Each attempt to change the system met resistance. Courts blocked laws. Advisors were dismissed. Tradition won, while necessity waited. The crown chose delay over confrontation. It borrowed again, instead of forcing reform. Each choice reduced options. Each year made collapse harder to avoid. Even tax collection itself was broken. The state did not collect taxes directly. It sold that right to private contractors called tax farmers. They paid the crown up front, then extracted as much as possible from the people. This turned survival into suffering. Taxes rose, but services vanished. Roads decayed. Markets weakened. People paid more and received less. Trust fades quietly. But once lost, it rarely returns. The royal government also lacked clarity. There was no single national budget. Accounts were scattered, outdated, and incomplete. Decisions were made without fully knowing the cost. In stable times, this confusion stayed hidden. During pressure, it became dangerous. Leaders could not fix what they could not measure. Then came a turning point. France chose to enter the American War of Independence. The goal was strategic: weaken Britain and restore prestige. The cost was enormous. France helped secure American victory. Yet the price was paid at home. The war added massive debt without adding income. Victory abroad masked disaster within. By the 1780s, debt payments consumed large portions of the treasury. Money entered only to leave again as interest. Little remained to govern, support markets, or prevent famine. Finance ministers warned of danger. They proposed reform. They demanded action. Each failed against resistance from powerful groups. Louis XVI inherited this fragile system. He was cautious, not cruel. He saw the danger but feared division. Delay felt safer than shock. Ask yourself this: can a system survive if it refuses to change? As finances weakened, ideas spread. Enlightenment thinkers questioned authority and fairness. At first, their words felt distant. Debt gave those ideas urgency. When money works, ideas remain theoretical. When money breaks, ideas become tools. At the same time, food shortages worsened. Harvests failed. Bread prices rose. Wages stayed flat. Bread meant survival. When bread became scarce, fear spread faster than ideas. The crown tried short-term solutions. Payments were delayed. Money was printed. Confidence weakened further. Inflation followed. Credit lives on belief. Once belief breaks, collapse speeds up. By 1788, France stood near bankruptcy. It could no longer meet its obligations. Creditors doubted. The image of royal control cracked. Desperate, the king summoned the Estates General. It had not met for 170 years. Its purpose was simple: approve new taxes. But opening it changed everything. Ordinary people found a voice. Complaints became demands. Numbers exposed inequality. Debate turned into confrontation. Representation became central. Money revealed, power relations long denied. The revolution did not begin with ideology. It began with mathematics. Crowds did not rise for philosophy. They rose because daily life became unbearable. Economics lit the fire that politics could not contain. When the Bastille fell, the financial system had already collapsed. Political authority followed. Money broke the empire before violence did. France did not fall because it lacked strength. It fell because it was trapped inside its own structure. Debt limited choices. Privilege blocked reform. Delay ensured failure. This pattern is older than France. Expansion leads to borrowing. Borrowing resists change. Resistance leads to collapse. The French Revolution was not sudden. It was delayed for decades. And once it began, the old balance could never return. And that's the story. One more piece of the puzzle connecting history, money, and power. If this gave you a new way to look at the world, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It helps more than you think. And I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, I recommend you watch the next one: How British Empire Collapsed.